became involved with East Lancs Railway back in 1976. I was on my way to Blackpool on holiday with the family and saw the shed at Castlecroft out the car window. When I got back 7 days later, I came down and joined as a junior member. I've been involved with East Lancs Railway just over 40 years now, and I had the privilege of driving the first train some 30 years ago. And of course I'm quite privileged to be asked to come back and drive the same train some 30 years later. And Gothenburg is the original locomotive we drove 30 years ago. Different colour now, but it's the same locomotive.
I am Tracey Parkinson. I'm the new general manager for the railway. I've been here literally 8 days, so I am very new. But I first came to the East Lancs Railway when the Duchess of Hamilton was here, probably in the late 90s, and when it was actually in the final stages of its operating career. I'm really honoured and very proud to be involved in today's events. 30 years is an amazing achievement, and in preservation that has actually grown from really a great foundation, and we've got the future to come and what's coming in the next 30 years, and I look forward to being part of that.
I'm John Lewis. I've been here since 1984, except for a break in between. I was the second guard on the railway. I was on the original train to Ramsbottom. I was guard on the second train. I was here 30 years later and still enjoying it.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Morning. Firstly, an apology from our chairman, Mike Kelly, who's currently in St. Petersburg. He says, have a good day. Next, a warm Lancashire welcome to our distinguished guests, Sir William McAlpine and his wife Judith. And to everybody who's gathered here today. There are far too many to mention by name, and I would no doubt forget somebody who would later have a do at me. Welcome to Gothenburg, aged 114, still earning money for the East Lancs Railway as Thomas the Tank Engine. Tickets still available, weekend after next. Welcome to all pioneers and invited guests. The East Lancs Railway has a long established history of pioneering. The country is changing. We now have a female head of state. We now have a female Prime Minister. We now have a female President of the UK Supreme Court. We have a female Doctor Who. We've got a World Cup cricket women's cricket team, we're winning. And now a female General Manager. Hooray! Tracey started with us 8 days ago. She's hiding over here. Good. Welcome, Tracey, to the East Lancs Railway. And as you said this morning, 30 years you've got to do. That leads me on to just say a massive thank you to all those who supported in the early days, all those partners who let all the gents in those days come to play trains, raise money, sell papers, straighten nails, Mr. Bailey, wherever you are. I don't want to mention people by name, but there are some distinguished guests who are not railway related, particularly Howard Aitken and Barbara, Mike Hamilton from Greater Manchester Council, Peter Duncan is about somewhere, Peter, Richard Law, Philip Bailey, Roland, Lois, Muriel Law, Bob Sharples, Alan Birtles, Harry Hatcher. Said I wouldn't mention them. Huey Linney. The East Lancs Railway last year for the first time, and thanks to 2 visits by Flying Scotsman, attracted over 200,000 visitors. Whilst this year will not be quite as momentous in terms of numbers, I hope we can persuade those in influence to ensure that Flying Scotsman returns again, keeping the railway where it needs to be. Some facts about the current ELR. The railway is now the second biggest paid for attraction in Greater Manchester. Dining with Distinction, which is the dining train, is the #1 dining experience of 4,884 restaurants in Greater Manchester. Don't try and get a ticket, you've not the cat in hell's chance until Christmas. What will we do next with the dining train? Michelin star perhaps? The Santa experience of 38,000 visitors is the largest in the UK. Even the Santa Grotto is in the top 10 in Manchester. Now I get lost. Special thanks to the train crew today. Ian Riley, Andy Moyes and Steve Brown the Guard. Many, if not all of you, will know that Ian was on the footplate when the original reopening special ran in 1987, and I know that he was very proud and pleased to be asked to perform again today. And we only had to stop at Somerset as a station stop, did we? And I look forward to continuing to work with Ian and Riley and Son in the future, as has been the case for many years. Before I get lost. Where's page 4 gone? 4. I know, it's not. So what's next for the ELR? Castleton, Heywood. Lots of money being put into that at the moment. The results should be out in about October, and we'll see what happens with that. Rottenstall, there's a big thing up at Rottenstall to expand the station there. But one of the things that we must do, we must really protect these assets that we've got. And that's the dining and carriage shed and other things there. On to the bad bit. Over the weekend, we've been visited again by the vandals. 3 visits in 3 nights. Not quite as bad as the North Yorkshire Moors. I'm still trying to find a piece of paper. Not quite as bad as the North Yorkshire Moors, but we've had 28 windows done. The Queen Mary and the towed brake van the day after they were finished, and the Transport Museum's also had a visitation. So there, what's next? Keeping it going is one thing. Thank you very much to everybody who's come today. Thank you to all the pioneers for everything you did. Anybody I've forgotten? John Lewis, Richard Law stood at the back, yeah. Malcolm Beckett somewhere. And just to finish, and you have to excuse this because it's in Wiganese. It's Latin, but it's in Wiganese. Sir Christopher Wren's epitaph. Si monumentum requiris circumspecie. If you seek your legacy, look around you. Just look around you. I'd like to welcome Sir William McAlpine to the railway.
Thank you.
I was at the surgery.